officially streaming now.
Cool.
So, hi, Stevens. Good evening. How are you, man?
Good evening, Avi. I
So,
think we can just skip this part,
well,
like,
what do you mean? I mean, I'm telling you,
it's,
I'm telling you good evening. You want me to not tell you good evening?
yeah, it's redundant. It's like, what's the point of saying good evening every single session?
Well, what do you mean? It's like saying hello every time you see somebody. Don't you say hello every time you see someone?
No, no, not
Okay,
really.
okay, got it. So we are session 5 today.
Yep.
Session 5 of building the creative network.
Yep.
And today we're basically going to continue what we've done in our last session and building out our GraphQL.
Yes.
So we're going to build, connection to the database and see how, we build up those things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, I mean, we're just gonna continue from there. So, in order to just recap on what we have, so if we go to localhost 3000, we have the GraphQL thing. So we have the Express kind of default hello world that we created. Um, what was it? The echo.
Sorry, I was trying to watch the streaming on Live EDU, and I got the ads, and I couldn't turn off the sound.
Okay. So
With that shit.
um, so let's just try and recap for a second here. So we have this localhost 3000, and we can also see the code here. So if we go here and we go to our server.js, then let me just focus on that. So we see um, hello world if we get the root. We can also get the GraphQL. So if we go there, we have the GraphQL kind of session. And if we import query, test string, right? Then we get, this is our string from the mocks, right? So if we go to our mocks, then what we see is that we have a constant of mocks and we have a string, and this string is our query. And if we go to the schema, then we say type query and test string is string, right? And then this gives us this thing from our mocks, right?
Okay.
So that's where we are so far. And if we go and we open up another tab here, and we go to creative.network.client, and we split this into two sections as well, and we have a yarn start. Um, oh, here I'm on the creative network server, so sorry about that. So cd creative network client and yarn start. So this is going to start our webpack server. And once it starts out, then we can check to see what we have on the client side.
Okay. I
So
have a
yeah.
question. So in the file, like where we define the schema,
Mm-hmm.
do you mind going back to
Yeah,
that
just a
file?
sec. Let me go back to that. Well, what I'm saying is I'm just opening up the client side and I'm looking at our client side, and we have the kind of card structure here.
Yeah.
And the card structure, this is what we're kind of trying to get data for from the server side.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So I am in the code and I'm on the server code. Yeah. Go.
So yeah, so on the right side, right, this Okay, so you see where you define schema,
Yeah,
query,
type
query.
query. Yeah,
Yeah, so like I want to kind of just understand here, like this schema.
yeah,
So schema is what does this schema mean? Like this is the definition of the entire schema, or
yeah. This is the
like
definition of the entire schema for GraphQL.
so basically if we want to add more stuff later on, it will all come into the schema hash
Yeah,
or dictionary.
yeah.
Okay. And then when you define type query, do you usually define everything in a single file, or
Well,
sometimes you can like
we're
separate it?
gonna separate it out, but I mean, for now, everything is good in one query.
Okay, I see.
Okay.
Uh, okay.
So here's the deal now. So now we kind of need to start um, designing our schema.
Okay.
I mean, this is the point where it's since the schema for GraphQL is statically typed. Well, it's not statically typed; it's strongly typed. Then we kind of need to think about our card structure and what does it mean in terms of um, what do we have here, right?
All right.
So first things first. Um, hmm. All right, so let's do this. So we have a type, and our type is, what do we call like the parent thing? What do we call like this, um, card thing?
We can
Um,
just call it a card or an object.
well, no, object is not a good name. Card is not a good name.
What's a good name? What do you think?
Um,
Why is card not a good name?
well, because I mean, it doesn't represent anything. It represents how we display it on the client, but doesn't represent the real model. You know.
It could be a topic.
Yeah, topic is good, I guess. Um, so let's do type topic. And what do we have in the topic? So let's open up the object here. So we have an ID, right? Which is going to be a string.
Yep.
We have a title, which is going to be a string, right?
Right.
We have a description,
Yep.
which surprisingly enough is also a string.
Okay.
We have tags, which is an array of the type tag,
Mm-hmm.
and which we don't have yet, right?
Okay.
We have. I mean, I'm wondering whether we need to worry about the user now
That's what I'm thinking.
or not worry about the user. Um,
Well, it's kind of natural. Like it's inevitable.
well, yeah, but I mean, anyway, let's do type tag here. And tag will also have an ID, which is a string, and a name, which is a string.
All right.
Right? And then I think, I think that's all we really need for our schema.
Okay, but okay with tag, topic, query, schema. It's a good start. I think this is not what all we need, but it's what we can do with that page. Yes.
Um,
How hard is it to change it later? It shouldn't be that hard, right?
well, it's not hard to change it later at all.
Exactly.
What I'm kind of trying to do here is anyway, let's begin with that, okay? So then we have our query. Now we don't have a test string. So what we'll do is we'll have an author. Oh, sorry. author. So we'll have a topic.
All right.
And so you know what? Let me open up here Sublime and syntax is tasks here. Okay. So what I'm gonna do that I did not do the last time is let me do this. All right. So here, and then someone on the chat on live edu asked a question. So Ark asked, what font is that again? And the font is called, let me see. It's not a free font, it's a paid font. And it's called Operator Mono. That's the font. So Operator Mono Book, that's the font. It's not a free one, it's a paid font. Okay,
You're
so
talking the font of your computer?
yeah, well, the font from the code,
Okay.
like the code font.
And you pay for that?
Yeah, I did.
You pay for money. You pay money to get the font. Oh
Yeah.
my god!
I'm looking
Wow,
at this one all day.
you so nerdy, man. Unbelievable.
So type is for the type query. We're gonna. So let me think about what we are querying for when we query for the topics. All right. So let me just this. All right. So we are going to do this today, and then this is how we're gonna treat all the question. All right, so Roboto Mono. Oh, this I need to check that. Let's see if I have that. I'm pretty sure I checked that one as well. Let me see. Yeah, it looks nice. I can see that. Looks nice. Yep. All right. So for now, this is the part where I'm not clear on how do I query all with GraphQL. Because really what I need here is to query all of the topics.
You're talking about you're not sure what the syntax will look like
Yeah.
in the GraphQL
Yeah.
schema.
Yeah, that's what I'm not clear about. I mean, I can just fake something here and have the title or something. And then, but you know what? Let's just search some documentation for that. All right, so let's do that. So GraphQL query all. Okay, so I see stories. Okay, so I see this. Query stories. And stories, a list of story item. Okay, got it. So what you're going to query is this, like stories. Okay, so let's see how we define stories. Stories, okay, stories, and then we have console.log stories. Okay, doesn't really answer my questions. Now, how do I query all of them? So what I think I can do, and we can test that out, is to query. I mean, let me try. So if we do topics, right, like this,
Okay.
and then I return an array of topic, you know?
Okay.
And I guess.
Question here. Does
Yeah.
this type query hold any significance?
Yeah,
Like,
this is how you query for your object.
so this query this is built internally by GraphQL, right?
Yeah.
Like tag and topic is what we define, but query is like you have to define this type query.
Yeah.
Okay. What is there any reason your GraphQL schema file is not syntax highlighted?
Well, I haven't installed the schema highlighting of this.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at some documentation. I'm trying to see how, I define like all of the objects. So human ID of 1,000. Okay, so this is human. But how do I... how do I query like all of them? Let's see. So we have type user here. ID is a string. Post ID is a string. What is string with a bang? Okay, so I see all posts. Okay, so like all and then like the name of the... Oh no, I see it here.
Query.
Where does all users come from? All right, so we have an exposed GraphQL schema that describes our API as a type system. A type system consists of a different method that are called queries to fetch data and mutations to modify data. Here, the real work happens as we have implemented a mapping between these methods and our data layer. For example, a query all users to fetch all users might be mapped to a SQL query like select star from users. Okay, the endpoints of a REST API like /user/post, that's fine. So step one, object types are composed using primitive types like string and boolean. In our case, we build the user and the post. All right, so then we have the user object type and the name and post description. Step two, these types are then used to define actual queries like the all users query that can be used to fetch all existing users in the database. You can basically expose whatever you come up with, but most popular are queries to fetch all or one item of a specific type. Okay, so first, you know what? Let's do still not change our query here. So testing will still return a string. Okay, So then let's go to our GraphQL here and see what we have here. So we still only have test string. Okay. So we only
Errors.
have test string here still. Okay, so okay, I think I understand. Okay, so we have filter and name. So the question is, how do we connect that with our mocks? Because we don't have a database yet. And this is what I'm kind of trying to figure out. How to mock this. Right, so we have query viewer username, data viewer user. Okay, that's not what I want. All right, so let's see here. Queries are a key part. Okay, I see. Public feed will give, yeah, that's what I thought. So public feed will give me a list of activity. So you see this? And then we can fake it. So what we can do here is that all posts will give me an array of posts. Let's see if I'm right. Where is that? Okay, yeah. Yeah, this is what I thought. And did we call it post? No, we called it topic.
No.
So
Topics.
yeah. So I'm just confused with the documentation. And then this is all topics. Right? So now we'll refresh our GraphQL. Let's do yarn start. And let's go to our GraphQL session. And we should have, oh, it didn't refresh yet. So just a sec. All right, so query. Why does it still give me test string? Seems like it didn't. Type query. Oh, it's because of our mocks? No. All right, so let's do all posts. Seems this is cached somehow.
Really?
Well, I'm not seeing anything changing.
How is the mocks? Where is the entry point of the mocks?
You see it's still test string.
Yeah, I get the same thing too. I think it's because the mocks.
No, the mocks is only faking the string. So it shouldn't fake. It shouldn't interfere with what we've done.
Oh, the mocks was only.
All right, so let's do here. So we have schema, executable schema, and executable schema type def is from the schema, and this comes from data. All right, so this is okay. So yeah, this should definitely. So the only thing. Okay, so this doesn't seem right. Okay, so we have topic and ID is a string. All right. So now GraphQL. And let's do here. It's still like stuck on the previous
It
one.
kind of feels like it's cached. It's either cached somewhere or it's the way that mock is. Can you clear your browser cache? Do you think the browser somehow caches
Um, I don't know. I mean, I don't really see a reason for that. See, it doesn't really give us that.
syntax error?
All right. Time to go back to the drawing board. Okay, so type profile, friends. Okay. Yeah, I mean, all I can think of is that this is all posts, which should work fine. And then here I have an ID and a name. Cannot query field all posts on type query, but I do have it here on the type. 100%. Oh, man. It's all topics. It's the same thing. Cannot query type all topics. What do you make of this? This is
Well, can you? What if you change something in the mock? Let's try changing the mock and see what happens.
well, it can just remove the mocks.
Or if you remove the mock, there's no data to return.
Well, I don't really need the data.
Huh? So what will be returned if there's
Well,
no
I don't
data?
need anything to be returned. I just need
Like
something.
this.
Okay, cannot query field name on type topic. Okay, so this is so it's title now. All right, so you see all topics is null. And this is what we
Uh,
actually want to happen. So now
wait. So
if we return the mocks, so we get a fail to fetch. All right, this looks good.
failed to fetch.
No, now I get, when I return the mocks, I get like a title, this is our string, and
Oh, okay.
all right.
So what changed? What
Well,
changed?
I think I just had a typos before. I did all posts instead of all topics. It's just it's too late, so I just made a typo. Okay, so now what I want to do
Alright.
is I want to go to the mocks here and do here all topics, right? And then I want to return an array of objects. And what do we have? We have an ID, so let's do an ID of XYZ. What else do we have? Let's look at our schema. We have a title. Let's do this is the title. We have description. And we have tags. and let's just return an empty array. Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what's missing here? String must use single quotes. All right, this. All right, and then this is a leading one, and then this is a leading one, and then this is what? Okay, this is another trailing comma. Okay, so now if I go here, I'm getting a fail to fetch. So why is that? Oh, query. So query, and then this should return a function, and then all topics should also return a function. So all topics is this, and it returns
Root. Sweet.
So this is this, and it returns. Whoops, sorry about that. And it returns here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this should be here, and then this should be what?
So this is supposed to be a function?
Yeah. Label statement. All right, let's see here. So I'm still getting a fail to fetch. Oh, it's crashed. Just a sec. So query should what? Return this? Okay. This is odd. And then all topics. Let's see here. And then all topics.
I will be right back.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit the
Args
bathroom.
is
Be right
defined but
back.
never used. Okay, so now this should work. All right. So this actually works, and we get the ID and the title, and we can also get tags, and we can get the ID and the name. Right, so if we do that, so we get tags as an empty array. And if I do that, so ID is tag 1 and name is creative, and let's do this here and do that, and then here, and then this is tag 2, and I don't know, painting, right? So this is a trailing comma here, and trailing comma here. All right, so then what's missing here? Trailing comma here as well, and this. All right, so now this should compile, and if we do this, we get tag 1 creative and tag 2 painting. So this is pretty awesome. And we can actually move forward with kind of mocking this entire thing. And what we can do here is we can basically fake all of this and return this entire kind of object. So let's see. So we have a title here. So this is the title. And then let's put this as a description. Right? So this is the description. And then we have, I don't know, let's do film, and then art. Right? So if we go to the GraphQL now, all right, so we get that, and we can actually add the description here. And we get the description as well. Actually, do I need commas here? No, it doesn't seem like I do. Okay, so we have an ID, title, and description, and then we have tags, and tags have an ID and a name. So we are successful in creating our GraphQL schema. And what's missing here? Oh, it's too long, probably. All right, that's okay. And then, so we have this. So let's see what we're missing here. The only thing I think we're missing, Steven, let me know when you're back.
So, I'm back.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the only thing we're really missing is kind of the picture.
Okay.
So it should return like a thumbnail, right?
Yeah.
So let's grab this picture here. And where is it? All right, so let me take this picture here. Let's do copy. Where is it? How do I do that? Copy link address. Let's do that. Okay, so this is the image address, right?
Okay.
So what I can do is I can grab that image, upload it to a server, and okay, so now I upload it to a server, and we have like an assets.avi.io screenshot. So we can basically grab this and add that to our thumbnail, or
Right.
just call it thumb here. And this will actually fail to validate unless we add a thumbnail here, which is a string, to our topic. And then we can go to our GraphQL and add a thumbnail. Type. Okay, so let's see, what are we missing here? Save this and save this. And okay, what's missing? Oh, wait, what? ID, title, description, and thumbnail. Okay. So you see, this is weird now, because what's happening is that it should definitely work, yet it's really not working. And
I'm having a hard time. Yeah, I have to kind of switch back and forth between the code and the browser in Live EDU to see what you're really doing.
so cannot query
Because
fill thumb on type topic. Okay, so the type topic has a thumb, and then all topics returns a topic. And if I go to my mocks, then all topics returns a thumbnail, and it returns a description, and the thumbnail it returns is a string. So everything here should be good. Let's just break this up. Oh, I can't break this up. It's JavaScript. So something here doesn't really refresh. What was it to reload? was like this command to reload. Let me reload it manually.
Can you send me a sample of GraphQL query that you're sending right now?
Sure. So there
Yeah,
it is.
just like a working one.
Yeah, just change it to the.
This one doesn't work.
Yeah, sure. Just change it to the ngrok address. Yeah, but I'm still not getting a thumbnail here. So the ID, the title, and description all work. And
No, not this one, but like the one you use in the user interface.
yeah, that's just click the link I sent you, and it will take you to the user interface. Just change from localhost to the ngrok address you have.
And this will display the.
Yeah. Right. So, what am I missing here? Because this is basically almost the exact same problem we had before with, kind of the weird caching.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm looking at the mocks here, and the mocks clearly have a thumbnail here, and the type topic clearly has a thumbnail here. And I don't know, let's change this to thumbnail and this to thumbnail. All right, so save this and save this. And it's restarting. You see, so it's not refreshing the definition in GraphQL.
It's still looking at thumb, right?
No, for me, it doesn't. It's like it doesn't have any of those.
It says cannot query. Okay, thumbnail. Nothing works.
Well, no. For me, it doesn't work. And I'm trying to kind of figure out why. So the thing that I did before was just exit from GraphQL and then enter again. But that's not a real solution. Right? So let's change that. No, so it's still not. So it's giving me the ID, it's giving me the title, it's giving me the description, but not the thumbnail. So something here is odd.
It's not even registered, huh? It's weird.
Yeah, it doesn't register. So if we go to our server JS, and let me remove the add mocks here again. So I remove the add mocks. And now it's giving me, and now it's validating. And if I add the add mocks back again, and this is the problem that I had before. You see? And now it works. So something here is buggy.
Yeah, it seems like a bug, like a cache.
Yeah, there is something that the mocks.
Like that method seems like it would just cache the mock, and once you change the structure, something is cached in between.
Yeah. So this is weird. So this should be mocks here. Just let it validate. So it might be this preserve resolvers that is true here. That might be better as false, but I mean, I don't know. So anyway, what we have now is a valid object from GraphQL that is identical to what we're expecting on the client side.
Mhm.
Right? So we have this, and now what I want is this. Here's what I want. There is a package npm called casual, which is basically like what you know from Ruby called faker.
What are you looking at again? Sorry, I don't
So I'm looking
see it.
at npm package casual.
All right.
And it's basically, you could create random, um, country, city, name, sentence, so stuff like that.
Okay.
So what we can do here in our mocks is to first, let's do here yarn add casual.
Oh, we want to generate random data to feed the card.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
this is pretty cool. So now, if we query this from the client side, we will actually be able to get data.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Let's do 20. So then we'll do posts dot push, and then we'll do this, and then it's topics, and then topics is an empty array, and then this is let, and then this is return topics, and then we'll take this object as it is and put this here. So then this is here, and tags should close here, right? And let's take another tag just again here too, and do like creative here, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is here, and then here we can remove all of this, right? Let's see if this validates. No, it doesn't. So this should be a trailing comma. This should be a trailing comma. All right, so something here doesn't validate. Let's see. So this is topics.push. So this should be this. And then this should be return topics here. Oh, actually, no. So it should return topics here. All right, so something here doesn't seem closed correctly. But anyway, let's verify that. So now we can use casual. So I'm looking here. So we have casual. Let's see, we have full name. Do we have like title? We have title, right? So we can do import casual from casual here. Here. And then this we can do we have like casual.id? UUID? We do have UUID. All right, so this is casual.UUID, and then this is casual.title, And then do we have like paragraph? No, we have sentence. We have sentence and sentences. All right. So this is casual dot sentences.
What about
And
thumbnail?
we are passing. Oh no, thumbnail is gonna be the same.
All right.
And we're gonna pass like 3. Thumbnail is gonna be the same, and this is all gonna be the same. So this is here, and then this should work. All right. So now if you execute the query, you'll see you're getting titles.
We're getting different.
You're getting different results.
Very
and
interesting.
It's
Nice.
pretty awesome.
Nice.
All right. So now we have kind of a working GraphQL with working mocks.
So that's, I mean, the server side is pretty much ready for that page.
Exactly.
Right?
So,
Wow, that's pretty fast.
yeah, so let's do this. So we are going to commit this working GraphQL schema with working mocks. And we're going to push this to master. And we're going to browse, and we are going to remind the chat room that everything we do is open source, and you can find it on GitHub.
All right.
All right. So now we are pretty much, I mean, you can see, right? It's pretty much ready for the client side.
Yeah.
So we can start, querying from the client side to the server side, and work our way through, kind of continuing with the server side code, right?
Yep.
With the client side code, sorry.
Yep.
All right, so this is pretty awesome. And I hope this satisfied your curiosity with GraphQL, at least for now.
It does. I think, yeah, this is a pretty good process. Now I think I've got a much better idea of, now in my mind, finally I have an image about how this thing is going to work. Like,
Yep.
this is pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. And I think we've got it working in a relatively short period of time. I mean, we were stuck in some minor things for about 5 minutes, but this is pretty awesome.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. And as you can see, like, we're creating random objects, so we can test different description, and well, the thumbnail is going to be the same, but we can work with that.
Right.
Well, unless the casual had a thumbnail, but I don't believe it. So default locale is EN. Okay, default locale is EN/US. That's what we care about. Okay, so now that we have a working version of this, what I'm thinking is what should be our next step, and whether the step should be, hey, let's go to the database and write resolvers, or let's focus on the client side again now, since we have mocks and kind of those things in place. Then we can move forward with the client side. So I'm like looking for your opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, I think now that I, like, personally, how I feel is, now I got a idea of what would the server look like. You know, um, I don't see too many reasons to overcomplicate the server side at this point because, you know, like I wouldn't know what to build on the server side if I'm to think about it right now, right? Because we don't even know what the client would need. And like you said, now I can see clear that why it's difficult to write the schema of GraphQL without the client side, right? Because then we don't know where the user is going to be. We don't know what the other page is going to look like. We don't know how the client will want to query the stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
Exactly. And this is why, I kind of wanted to get here where we are now, so you'll understand that those things, they go together, right? They're kind of combined with each other, in a way where sometimes one dictates one and sometimes one dictates the other. And it's pretty cool that you can see that now. um,
it is. It is. Yeah. It's just it's much more clear to me that clearly the client should take the focus from here,
yeah, yeah. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we don't have a lot of time left,
right?
so I think we should pause here.
Yep.
And we have the working version of the server.
Yep.
And what I think we'll do is we will try to have a working version of it online.
Okay.
Um, maybe post a like an Heroku one, or something like that,
Hmm.
and post it in the dev blog tomorrow,
Okay.
so people can see where we are, and maybe post the client side as well. So I think we'll use the time that, um, the time that we don't use now, we'll kind of use it tomorrow offline, in order to get those things running online. Um,
So you're saying we should try to get deploy this server code
yeah,
on
just
the
just
Heroku
as a
dyno.
bonus, because I
All
think
right.
people will want to play around with it. Um, and then we can have some reference every time we kind of make progress.
Yep.
Um, so I think we'll do that. And then on Thursday, so we're on a schedule, right? So it's Monday and Thursday.
Yep.
And then so on Thursday we're gonna resume with the client side code. All right, that sounds good.
Yeah. So Thursday we can do the full session will be focusing on the client side.
Yep, yep,
Okay.
indeed.
And then if we just to kind of out of curiosity,
Sure,
I'm
sure.
thinking about if we do kind of deploy this on Heroku, do we actually need real data or we can just use the mock even on Heroku you'll be returning some
Well,
data?
now on everything returns from the mocks.
Yeah, on Heroku you would do the same thing, right? Like we don't need an actual database server.
Yeah, the exact same thing.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. I think this is we got a very key chunk of stuff that, at least for me, I think it unblocked a lot of the thought process of how, of thinking about this project. So it's pretty awesome session.
All right, man. So we'll see you on Thursday, and thank you all the guys and gals in the chat room, for participating. Today was quieter than last time, that's for sure. Um,
Yeah.
so last time, did we do Thursday or did we do Friday?
It was Thursday. No, it was not Friday. It was
Thursday.
definitely Thursday.
All right.
For sure Thursday.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. So we'll see you on Thursday, and we'll keep at it.
Okay.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.